Session 62, The Iron Crypt of Vhal Korran. As told by Misty, chief barmaid of the Last Lantern Tavern. The tavern was packed that night, all firelight and whispers, when the door creaked open and in walked a fresh band of would-be heroes. 5 of them, each looking like trouble dressed in travel dust. I squinted over the counter and near-dropped my rag. "Well, I'll be damned," I said. "Tariani Elowith House, back from the grave or close to it." She gave me that half-smile of hers, the one that says she's seen worse. "Just a drink and a place to sit," she told me. "Aye," I said. "And for the rest of you strangers, first rounds on the house. Tradition for new blood. The boards over there by the fire. Pick careful, some of them jobs bite back." The crowd chuckled, mugs clinking as the newcomers crossed the room. They gathered by the battered quest board, reading the bloodstained notice pinned with a broken dagger. Open quote, "A buried iron gate in the salt plains, wind like a dying horn, rust and bone. Seal it before it opens again. Commander Thelric Dorn, warden of the broken line, died." Close quote. They made arrangements with Marta, got their contracts stamped for pay, and by dawn were gone east, 5 souls chasing coin and glory across the white wastes. The salt plains. 3 days they rode beneath a sun that burned like judgment. When they crested the last ridge, they saw it, a field of salt that shimmered like snow, littered with the remnants of an ancient war. Blades half buried, spears frozen in place, helmets corroded to ghosts. The whole ground whispered when they walked. Gramgarn Stone Jewels, bless his Engamar heart, knelt and brushed away the salt from a cracked breastplate. "Old Engamar sigils," he muttered, tracing the faded runes. None of them understood it then, not until later, when Variel the Scholar translated the marks as belonging to House Varaz, a forge-blooded clan lost to time. But back then, the wind was all they heard, until it changed pitch at wind. Metal screamed through sand, and before they could blink, something yanked poor Saluk Two Moons off his feet, a steel gauntlet dragging him ankle first into the white dunes. The others scrambled, drawing blades as the ground erupted, and a helmed horror tore free, its armor pitted and warped, but still glowing faintly from the forge that birthed it. Battle in the white sands. It was a brutal fight. The horror's blade cut through air like fire through oil. Darvin Fonts charged first, his noble armor already scarred before the blow even landed. Gramgarn followed, shield up, shouting oaths to gods that weren't listening. Tariani darted through the fray like silver lightning, steel flashing between bursts of molten sparks. Saluk, half buried and half panicked, summoned his wolves, 8 of them, howling into existence from nothing but rage and will. They tore into the construct's legs, biting, clawing, pulling it down by inches. Sparks flew, sand turned red, and then it grabbed him again. Crushed the life from his wolf form once, bones popping, fur turning to mist, before he reformed, gasping, blood at his lips. Turned again out of sheer defiance, became the beast once more, and leapt for its throat. The thing went down screaming, a sound like a sword dying. And when it stopped moving, the only noise was the hiss of salt hitting cooling metal. The tavern crowd went quiet when I said that part. Even Patch stopped wiping mugs, the Iron Gate. After the battle, they followed the direction the construct had come from and found it, a buried iron gate, half sunken in the salt. Took them 10 minutes of sweat and swearing to dig it out. When they finally pried it open, the wind from below smelled like rusted blood. Torches lit, blades drawn, they went in. The crypt. Beneath, inside, there were no enemies at first. Just empty halls carved from black stone, iron veins running through the walls like the bones of some great beast. They passed silent chambers filled with broken machinery, furnaces cold, chains rusted, anvil tables overturned. 30 minutes they wandered through that tomb of silence until they reached a final chamber, a wide forge hall with a single massive statue at its center. It looked wrong, like it had been pieced together from shattered statues, all twisted into one grotesque form. The Iron Sentinel. When Gramgarn stepped forward, the statue cracked. Stone split down the middle, chunks falling away as molten light leaked through the seams. The flesh beneath it moved, then it roared. The flesh golem burst free, part metal, part muscle, a thing born of fire and madness. It swung a fist the size of a man's chest, caught Darvin full in the ribs, and threw him 10 feet across the floor. The sound it made wasn't a punch. It was a hammer striking meat. Gramgarn braced the blow that came next, his shield splitting but holding long enough for Terriani to slip under and carve through the creature's side. Selûk hurled flame and frost, while Terran Valerian, calm as an executioner, wove sigils of blue fire that seared holes through its flesh. It kept coming. Every strike cracked bones, bent armor, shattered courage, but they didn't yield. By the time it fell, the floor was a lake of ash and blood. Its last motion was reaching toward the forge, as though it still remembered what it once was. The spoils and the return. When silence returned, they searched the chamber. Among the debris, they found 5 treasures: a potion of fire resistance, still warm to the touch, an amulet of proof against detection and location, its surface polished mirror smooth, a hat of disguise, scorched but functional, a scroll of heat metal, half burned yet legible, and a single forged heart shard, a lump of cooled iron with red veins that glowed faintly in the torchlight. They took the relics, sealed the gate behind them, and made the long road home. When they returned to Old Arua, they brought the shard to Vhal, our scholar. He told them it came from the iron core of Korran itself, the heart of the old Engamar forge, a relic of fire and rebellion, proof of a time when metal tried to live. The tavern was silent when I finished that part. Then someone in the back raised a mug and said, "To the survivors of the Iron Crypt." The whole place roared after that. Even Marta smiled, and that woman hasn't smiled since the year of the Hollow. I poured them another round and leaned on the counter. "Lethal quest," I said, raising my glass. "Good job, heroes. You came back breathing, and that's worth more than gold."